Alright guys, here is the Sylvian Beach Park. This is located in the LaPorte area. I am shooting here today, and this is where I'm starting off one of my videos for the new Rollerblade, Tempest, and Bauer hockey skate video. As of right now, I would have to say that this is one of my favorite places to shoot. I am more comfortable with this area, so I can do some of my practicing. So here is the Rollerblade Tempest 100 with its very aerodynamic and sleek design. And the other skate that I am wearing is the Bauer Vapor X40R hockey skate. It has its advantages too, as far as quick turns and quick curves. So right here I am doing a couple of test runs to see how these skates function. I am just basically practicing with these skates before I finally take them out on the home stretch. Make sure that I get used to them before I go with my inline skating flow. Yep, practice makes perfect. So now I'm getting a little more confident in these skates, so I start to pick up some speed. I'm basically taking two pairs of skates, putting them together, and they completely are opposite of each other. The Rollerblade Tempest 100 is meant for more of a straightaway and not as much turning. And as far as the Bauer Vapor inline hockey skates, they are meant more for turning and quick stopping. That would be my first jump in those skates. It did not end with a face plant, so I am more than happy. So far, I'm actually kind of shocked and surprised to see how well I'm doing in these skates, considering how high one skate is compared to the other one. It is 100mm wheels versus 80mm wheels, and 76mm in the front on the Bauer. At first, I could feel a little bit of a difference whenever I first put them on and I started to do my strides. I can feel a little bit of a difference in the height of one skate versus the other, but after a while of skating, I've gotten such used to it that I didn't even notice anymore. Right there, I almost lost it. This new balancing act on one wheel on each skate is something new that I have learned. That was one of my favorite power slides in these skates yet so far. Now that I have the basics nailed down, let's try something a little more challenging. I am going to try to jump over this rail in an attempt to do something that I have never done before. So this is my very first jump. It wasn't too bad. A little wobbly on the landing. Here is my second jump in slow motion, which was much better. So now that I have accomplished that, I can go ahead and hit the streets. Here is the bike trail for the Sylvian Beach. I've been on this bike trail a couple of times. It actually does lead quite far, but no way in any shape or form am I going to film all of it, because if that was the case, I would have to use at least 3 hours of video. So here we go, and it is time to travel. So far, this wind is kicking my butt. Anywhere you're going to have a beach, you're going to have some strong winds, and unfortunately today the winds have been stronger than they have been all week. And this is the day I chose to film and skate. So on the way to the hockey rink, the wind is blowing pretty strong. On the way back from the hockey rink, I would be flying with ease, considering that the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. Sometimes I look at it as a challenge, so I don't mind skating upwind because it does exercise your legs and your ability to keep on going. It just makes it easier on the way back. So here is a view of the hockey rink in LaPorte, Texas. I do not know of too many hockey rinks in the Houston area. This is the only one I know of right now. If you know any others, please list them in the comments below and I'll be sure to visit them. So this is another one of my favorite go-to spots to come and practice. Actually, me and my wife come here. We both practice here. It's smooth pavement. There's only one crack in the middle of the hockey rink. I do have one other video shot in this hockey rink. It is called Learning to Power Slide. If you want to check that video out, you can. It's in my videos. That was basically when I was learning how to do the power slide. Right now I am trying to get the feel of the skates, trying to stop and go as much as I can, even though these are completely opposite of each other. The 100mm wheels does make it slightly harder to stop and go. And there is the wall I just ran into. In the beginning of this skate, I was basically thinking that one foot was going to be going faster than the other, considering that my left foot does have a speed skate on it and my right foot does not. But I am getting the same speed out of both of them. Now, whenever I am wearing these Rollerblade Tempest on both feet, then yes, I actually do have a little more speed. Not a dramatic amount, just a little bit of a difference. You mostly have to keep your foot stable with speed skates because your ankle can easily twist. Even though the Bauer hockey skate and the Rollerblade Tempest have pretty much the same ankle height, ankle cuff, the Rollerblade Tempest 100 has a larger wheel, so therefore it takes a little more stability. I didn't have a hard time during this session of skating with both of these skates. Actually, they felt quite normal and quite natural. Just to show you that pretty much anybody can skate in pretty much any pair of skates as long as they try. I don't know if it was the wind or just the difference in the skates, but I've noticed that my energy was zapped compared to my normal skate. I wanted to stop skating after 5 minutes. But knowing me and knowing how I like to do things, I like to push things just to that limit to see if I can do it. So I'm going to try my best. Whenever I film these videos, I keep in mind how they are realistically. And what I mean by that is I try to film every bit and every portion of it, not just only the good parts of it. Mainly because I want you to see also the struggle and not just only when it's good. That way you can truly understand what inline skating is all about. So if I am skating in the wind or if I'm skating uphill, I'm still going to film it. As long as it's not slow, dragging, and boring, then I'll still film it. So here is a quick view of where I am going next. This is actually not the end of the bike trail, but this is midway up the bike trail, and I decided to stop here and turn around. So now I am going to be traveling downwind, which means that I am going to pick up more speed than I did before. Right here, this tile that I am skating on, it was kind of risky, considering that it is smooth tile, but at the same time it did have some bumps in it and the cracks go straight, so you have to be real careful that your skate doesn't go in one of the cracks. Especially the Rollerblade Tempest skate, because the wheels are skinnier on the Rollerblade Tempest than they are on the hockey skate. It has more of an aerodynamic look to it. More of a sleek design. but I had fun skating in this area too. Today was a very beautiful day to skate. I truly wish that there are more days like this here in Houston. Sometimes it rains for weeks straight here in Houston and there is no break, because we do get a lot of flooding. Technically, yes, this is LaPorte, but everything surrounded by Houston, I pretty much consider Houston. Skating on a tile like this, I find myself fighting more for balance, more than fighting as far as trying to gain speed. And the reason why I know that is because whenever your back starts to hurt more than your feet hurt, it's because you are trying to keep your balance more than you are actually skating harder. Sometimes skating on surfaces like that is good practice. Now that I have left that area, I am going back to the bike trail and I'm going to go downwind. Inline skating music, please. Now I have seen that my balance is better and my curving has gotten a lot better too. One thing I need to practice on is keeping my foot straight on the speed skate side. It's not always easy to keep your foot straight. I think the problem this time was that I didn't have my wheels properly rotated, so they were more worn on one side than the other, which causes your foot to have an uneven tilt. So that can also affect your performance as well. Having your wheel worn more on one side than the other can cause you to slip and fall, and it can cause injury. So it's also a safety precaution as far as rotating your wheels. Rotating the wheel on the Rollerblade Tempest 100 can be a bit tricky, considering that the second wheel from the front is a 90mm wheel and all the rest are 100mm wheels. So I pretty much just leave that wheel in the same spot and I rotate all the other wheels. Another thing with these skates is the crossovers. The crossovers I was actually quite comfortable with. I thought it would be more challenging than what it is, considering that one skate is different from the other. But it is actually more challenging to do a crossover whenever you have both skates as speed skates. The reason being is because both skates are pretty long and you have to manage to maneuver your feet in just the right position in order not to touch the wheels. Well, in this case, the hockey skate wheels are a shorter frame, so I was able to still maneuver my crossovers without too much of a problem. That is the end of the bike trail. I am now making my way into the parking lot of the skate park at Sylvian Beach. There is the sign that says Sylvian Beach. We just now passed it up. I am trying to skate heavily behind this car to see how close I can get to it without crashing. And I am going to make a left. And there goes the wind. Just practicing my jumps here. It's not always good to practice jumps when you're extremely tired. But if I felt like I have a little bit more energy in me, I'm going to do it. At this point, I am extremely tired and exhausted, and I am skating upwind to this park. In the back of my head, I'm just telling myself to keep going, because this is how you build endurance, and this is how you build speed, and this is how you strengthen your lungs and your legs. Here is the skate park, just to give you another quick tour all the way around it. Not too many skateboarders here today. That's a good day for me to practice, so I'm not in anybody's way. Oftentimes it's hard to skate in a park like this because everybody's waiting in a line to get on a ramp. I don't wait in lines. I just go with the flow. I'm not going to hit any ramps today. Maybe next time, after I get more comfortable with them. It is not very easy for me to skate on a plastic ramp here in Houston. I prefer a concrete ramp, something that has a little more grip, as moisture easily builds up on those ramps when it gets closer to dark. And that can cause a real quick slip. I really do appreciate y'all for watching my video. This is coming to the end of my skate flow. I am going to cool down, and y'all have a very nice inline skating day.